How's it going, guys? My name is Alden Morris, and today I thought I'd put together this video regarding what you will be wearing outfit or costume-wise to the next Civil War. It's kind of humorous because a lot of social media, there's a lot of memes out there regarding the possibility of a Civil War coming because of this election that's happening right now. And it is a good possibility, actually, what we see in the last couple of months, especially during this pandemic. This hoax of a coronavirus thing, because you have all these peaceful protests that are, ending up in riots and cities burning. And I happen to live in Washington State, so I've seen this firsthand in Tacoma and Olympia and Seattle, seeing these left-wing people thinking that, they're going to get their voices heard by burning down buildings. So. In fact, in Seattle, there was a whole police department that was actually evacuated by the police and taken over by Antifa members. So it's better to be safe and prepared than not at all, regardless if you think it's humorous or not. I just thought I'd put together this real quick, just try to give a quick example of what I'll be wearing to the Civil War if shit really does hit the fan and no rule of law does really come into fruition. So starting off with the top here, obviously to fight coronavirus or COVID-19, I have a gas mask here, but realistically it's going to be more for tear gas, biological, chemical agents, things like that. I don't think anybody's going to be worried about COVID-19 when everyone's firing their weapons at each other. As for the carrier that I have running here, this is a Bees Combat Systems Optune plate carrier. Now the Optune plate carrier does come already pre-equipped with a kangaroo pouch that holds 3 AR magazines. However, what I've attached on the front here is their front flap that has additional 3 magazine slots for ARs, or AR magazines, excuse me. On the front here as well, you can see that there is laser cut webbing for additional attachments. One of the attachments I have, which I do try to avoid attaching anything to the front as much as possible, just for the purposes of going prone, being able to be as close to the ground as possible. However, I do have a Glock 17 pistol magazine pouch right here attached to the front. On the sides, obviously I'm running a glow stick signifier marker as well as a Sharpie for taking down notes or blood types and whatnot. I run typically a Right in the Rain booklet. So I have a waterproof booklet that I usually run a Sharpie for because Sharpies are just easier to get to. As for the cummerbund here, I have what's called the 5-inch grid cummerbund. I'm a small guy, so typically the more real estate I can have at my disposal, the better because of my smaller frame. So for the 5-inch cummerbund right here on the left here, I don't have my in the pouch right now, but right here is the Baofeng Gridlock pouch by Bees Combat Systems. This allows my Baofeng to flip forward, still stay attached, so I have access to the dial pad and securely goes right back into place. If I'm running an antenna, it doesn't get in the way because I'm a right-handed shooter, so if I'm shouldering my weapon, that antenna will not interfere. Typically, because I have a whippet antenna as well, I usually run that right up the side. So moving forward, or moving left, I have a tourniquet here, tourniquet pouch that has the trauma shears. It's called the TQ2 pouch. So it has the color signature. You can switch it to red, black, or take it out altogether. It holds trauma shears as well as a tourniquet. And here I have a cat's tourniquet, a rat's tourniquet in this one, which is not a very popular tourniquet, but it's just an additional tourniquet that was given to me as a gift. And since it's unused and I don't plan on using it on myself, that's something I can dispose freely to anyone who might need it in case of an emergency. But next to that, I have my IFAK with my blood type and my no drug allergies information. On the bottom, I have the Gen 7 Cats Tourniquet by North American Rescue. And this also comes equipped with the color signature. On the inside, I also have my pre-equipped IFAK medical supplies. So moving on to the other side, I have an admin pouch on this side. Because I am a right-handed shooter primarily, part of training with firearms is be able to go ambidextrous, shoot, strong arm and support arm. So, but because, in a real situation, I'm going to be more dependent on this side, I usually have less items cluttering up my working space when it comes to being able to put my elbow into placement and shoulder a rifle properly. So right here I just have an admin pouch with a map of my local area and of course my Right in the Rain booklet, as I mentioned before. Now I do have additional real estate on the shoulder pads, but there's laser cut webbing, one vertical row there. So you can attach, like for example, the Baofeng pouch on the shoulder pad. or a tourniquet pouch, which I typically run on a chest rig. I like to have the tourniquet pouch right there with the trauma shears because it's still accessible. Other than that, the Op2 plate carrier does come equipped with a backing that allows for additional real estate. I currently don't have it in my possession at the moment, but and I steer away from putting any type of load-bearing equipment on my back, just because if you're running a full plate carrier, it's hard to reach back there in the first place. Usually that's for buddy-buddy type situations. And given, yes, you're going to be teaming up with people in a real-world situation where there's no real law, shit hit the fan. However, you do have to prepare for the worst, and the worst is if I don't have access to it, I can't get to it. Why have it there? So, especially if I'm by my lonesome. Other than that, this is just for shits and giggles. This outfit right here, this costume, if you want to call it that, is a last resort scenario. You wear this on the first day of shit hit the fan, you're going to be targeted and taken out quick. So just rule of thumb, just words of wisdom, some advice. Don't go running out in the streets all kitted out like this on the first day. I know a lot of guys out there are like me, and they have their different wardrobes, their different multicam and M81 Woodland, and you know, their ATAX, IX, things like that, Alpine if you're running Alpine. But just, it's better not to show off on those kind of situations than to go out there, you know, looking like this, because obviously you're going to be targeted very quickly. Now, in that situation, if the first couple of days if I do have to travel on foot or by vehicle, I do have a low profile Optum Minimalist, which I would run underneath my clothing. So that's just, you know, like that. If things got a little shady, then I would throw a chest rig on over it. Before I forget, one thing I do need to mention at the bottom of this Optum is going to be a tea bag. This tea bag keeps more equipment. Usually what I have right there and now is a pair of multicam gloves and my multicam boonie hat. Realistically, you can put anything in there. It's got a Velcro interior attachment for medical supplies, things like that, just to kind of keep it organized. And at the bottom of the tea bag, you have an additional bungee retention for tourniquets. So if you can weasel in some 550 cord or whatnot, that's completely up to you. The whole point of this loadout is to be as, I guess, to benefit your needs, your operator needs. So I just customized this to fit what I want, what I feel that I would need in those situations. Now, anything additional that you can't fit on, I would be putting on a battle belt or a combat belt, for example. I don't have it with me right now to show you, but those additional items, of course, are going to be an additional pistol magazine pouch, just in case you got to go fight light. Those pistol magazine pouches do come in handy. And of course a handcuff pouch, because there is benefits in taking prisoners. So hostages go a long way. Hostages or just POWs, things like that. So if you can avoid having to waste ammunition in a situation like that because you don't know when your next pickup of ammo is going to be, best to take a prisoner. So, especially for negotiation purposes. So, not giving advice or anything like that, just wanted to throw that out there and have fun with it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it down below. Also, share with us on this channel what your shit hit the fan outfit's gonna be for the next Civil War. So, it doesn't matter if you're a Trump supporter, it doesn't matter if you're a Biden supporter. What I'm looking for is that you're all prepared tactically wise, you're all prepared firearms wise, you have your training, you have your supplies, you have your 24-hour bags, your 48-hour bags, 72-hour bags, your bug out bags. Just be prepared. It doesn't matter who you voted for, we're all Americans, we're all on the same technical side. If we do have a civil war, we're still kind of deciding. It's not gonna be a North versus South like it was previously in the 1860s. It could be really, you know, more of federalized states versus union states, things like that. So there's still no real prediction on what sides. It could be more than two sides too in a civil war. So just keep that in mind. Other than that, please share what you guys have and leave comments and questions in the comment section. Thanks for watching, guys.